Okay, so before I get into my speech, I have to quickly run over the rhetorical situation. Now, my prompt is school bells should always be the sound of a llama screaming. Pretty interesting. Now, the audience for this speech would be the Arlington ISD School Board. These are people like Dr. Cavazos, who I know is retiring soon. These people are very well respected in their community. They're well educated, they're well spoken, they have a lot of power and authority. They're just true professionals. Now, the reason or exigence for this speech is the general declining of performance of students for standardized testing. There's also been a lack of motivation, a lack of productivity, and a lack of effort put forth towards students in the past decade. Okay, so now on to my speech. So, noise came from all around me as I looked at my phone to see that my mom had texted me to meet her at the front door of Martin High School to take my younger brother and I to our doctor's appointment. There were still a few minutes left of my third period class, so I decided to pick up a book and read. However, I became engrossed in the book, and before I knew it, I got a distressed call from my mom wondering where I was. I looked up and realized I missed the bell. Oh no. Rushing out from the room, I got another text from my mom that she had sent my little brother out to look for me. Running towards the front door, I knew I was too late. My brother, who was very small and skinny in stature, got snatched up by a large eagle and flown away. I stood there knowing it was all my fault he was out there, all because I couldn't hear the darn school bell. Now, nearly 4 months later, I, Caden Hare, stand before the AIC school board to demand a change of the bell sound to that of a screaming llama. Now, although the sound of a screaming llama might be annoying, it is very necessary to create a sense of urgency among staff and students, which will therefore improve the amount of tardiness every day and allow for more people to hear the bell and not miss it due to other distractions or noises. Now, the alarming sound of a llama will without a doubt generate urgency among staff and students to move from class to class without playing around. Now, tardiness is an ongoing issue in schools, especially in high school. In fact, tardiness occurs at a rate of around 9.5% each day for students in grades K through 12. Not only does it put a limit on students' academic capability, but it also disturbs the teacher's lesson and overall environment of the classroom. However, with the sound of the bell being changed to that of a screaming llama, tardiness in all levels of school dramatically decrease. This is due to the pure terror that a llama's scream can inflict on unsuspecting people. The scream is very high-pitched and piercing that sounds eerily like a human being. With that in mind, the sound will certainly startle students and therefore get them on their feet out the door quicker and more efficiently. This is true down to even a biological level, as a scream can cause students' adrenaline levels to rise, therefore giving them that sense of urgency or motivation they need to get to their class on time. The llama scream will not only impact students but also teachers as well. Many times, students may be late to their classes because teachers actually hold them late to finish their lessons or assignments. With the establishment of the llama scream, this will change that. The loud sound will make it impossible for teachers to continue to teach their lessons, let alone be heard when they talk. In the end, this all comes down to an increasing in productivity in the classroom, which I know is a top priority for the Arlington ISD School Board. With a decrease in tardies, more students will know what's going on in class and stay engaged. In addition, the new bell sound will offer a clear beginning and end to classes that many students and staff need to be reminded of. Okay, on top of decreasing tardiness in school, the sound of a screaming llama as the bell will also allow more students to clearly hear the bell over noises and other distractions. As classes and teachers' lessons come to an end, many students will talk to their friends and make lots of noise. This becomes especially true in the last minutes of class before lunch or at the end of the day. With the bell sound we have now, it is hard for some students to clearly hear it. Furthermore, some students at the end of class put headphones on, read a book, or even try to sleep. These distractions make it where if students are not fully concentrated on the bell, they will most likely miss it. Now, this might not have too much of an impact if they are still able to get to class on time, but what about announcements? If students were occupied with the same distractions or the class was talking too loud, they may miss important information like bus changes, after school activities, or God forbid the deadline to order I Love Senior Boy t-shirts. However, with the implementation of the sound of a screaming llama as the bell, none of these problems would occur. The sound of the bell would put an end to all excess noise in the class for announcements and make sure everyone hears the bell no matter what they're doing. This again will help reinforce the idea of high productivity and organization that schools have never seen before. Although changing the sound of the school bell will do a lot of good, it unfortunately may tend to annoy some students and staff. Yes, the repeating of a llama screaming numerous times a day, every day on an intercom may get some backlash from people. While this is true, it is very necessary. In order to obtain good results, sacrifices have to be made. Is a slight hearing problem of students more important than their academic and professional future? Is it worth it to feel a little discomfort now in order to see productivity and student performance increase in the future? The answer to both of those questions should be yes. It all comes down to the concept of the delayed gratification. No pain, no gain. You gotta pay to play. They all mean the same thing because results are all gotten the same way. If we as a school district are willing to deal with a slight annoyance, the payoff will dramatically exceed our trouble. So, all in all, the sound of a screaming llama as the bell is the future. The school system not only needs this, but will also learn to rely on it. The school day is like a machine where it needs power to keep it running. The screaming llama can be that power. With less tardiness and a bell you can actually hear, there is no reason to not make a screaming llama the new way students know how to hustle to class. So I know this was long, but thank you for listening to my speech, and I hope this changed your mind and persuades you to make that llama screaming the new sound of a bell.